Good morning, everyone. Nice to see that we have so many here and not back in the office working with GDPR compliant. I'm amazed because we learned that everything stopped right before GDPR. Today we're going to talk about identity theft. EyeonID is your digital alarm for identity theft. Identity theft is the fastest growing crime globally. It's important to know it's the fastest growing crime globally. So let me ask you this. How many login accounts have you created over the last year? Now ask yourself, how many different passwords did you actually use on those accounts? Not many, I guess. Well, the hackers knows that the risk of being caught is very, very low, and the growing motives are making everyone a target. Why is that so? Well, in the digital world, we have no problem at all giving out all kinds of information about ourselves, our families, our companies, information such as our social security number, where we live, what we do, our credit card information, even what we like and what we don't like. It's kind of natural today to give out. In fact, we create around 100 accounts per person. In 80% of the cases, we reuse one or several passwords. What if I would tell you that our statistics tells us that we have found login accounts to every third person in this room? And just to make it a little bit worse, that goes for all of your clients and customers as well. It's a pretty scary thought, knowing this. So what do? Well, we search and we find your personal data where it doesn't belong. Then we analyze and assess the associated risk with that data. We immediately anonymize the data in a structured way. And we continuously match our customers' surveilled data against our growing database. And if we have a match, we will immediately inform you with a specific recommendation and a call to action. Now, let's jump into our raw demo portal. And why am I saying raw? Well, we love our brand EyeonID, but we actually love our partner's brand even more. That's why our platform is created for white label. So in this portal, we have a Swedish guy called Manfred. Manfred has been using the service to be proactive when monitoring his personal information. In this demo portal, we added social security number, credit card numbers, credentials, as well as phone numbers. Well, Manfred was obviously one of the guys who was part of previous breaches. Why? Because the first thing we do when we have a new customer onboarding to the product is we're doing a historical check. First, we need to clear out the past in order to move on forward with monitoring 24/7. So if we go in and have a look on Manfred, we could actually see that he was part in 4 different breaches. So this is what our service does. We do a historical check to see where has Manfred been in. And the first one we're going to look at is Mate1. Mate1, for those of you who doesn't know, it's a dating site. There's a lot of information from dating sites that have leaked. And as you can see in this case, it was everything from his login credentials to personal information about him. So what we have done is that we have risk assessed. First of all, it's a medium risk. And basically that's what our analytics system tells us. We do this, and we're actually not going to go into that from a point system. We also do a recommendation on what he's going to act on. We're telling him to change his password on this specific site, but also on every other site where he reused the same password and login credentials, because he could have done it for his PayPal account, which means money directly. If you want to know more, we also built a knowledge database, which you can go into to get more information and learn more about it. Both the recommendation as well as the knowledge database is something we customize together with you as a partner. We tend to say that we have a Tesla engine, which is really, really good. But we create the framework together. We could either deliver it as a portal or fully API integration. In a nutshell, we're saying you know more about your customers but we're pretty good at finding information. The way we look at it is two things. One, providing this kind of an insurance, because this is a light version or personal version of a cyber insurance, which all of you know doesn't sell today. It's too complex. You need to have the proactive part, and if we don't catch all the fishes in the proactive part while we're warning, you always have a fallback with insurance, so you can feel safe. What we're also going to give you is a way to interact with your customer, which is a huge problem, especially in this disruptive market, because otherwise it's just going to be a number crunching game of the insurance cost. I want to move into a few of our different customer cases, just to understand that this is just the bodywork. So first, we're going to show off, since we are from Sweden, we will show My Safety in Swedish. What they do is an insurance company that basically insure for the digital world. That's what they say. So they are based off in 7 countries. This was our first customer, and they've integrated a combination of our part with the proactive part as well as an insurance. Moving on to another one. We also moved into My Cybercare, which is affiliated from Lloyd's in the end with the insurance. They added on our proactive monitoring service as well as a fallback with the insurance company. And yes, the third one. This we're pretty happy with. And it's just to show you a little bit that there's more people coming into this field. We signed a global framework agreement with Telenor Group, which is a tier 1 operator. Basically, they've taken a stand that they're going to work with security. And what they did was that they created Secure ID. They have in the background Help Insurance, which is owned by ARA Group, which I think is here. So if anyone want to know how great this has gone, please talk to them because they should know the figures. We're not allowed to talk about it. Our view when it comes to identity theft and fraud insurances is that the same way that when you buy a computer, you buy an antivirus, the same way you should have the same protection, but for the internet world. We see it as natural. We do believe that every person will have it. It's kind of natural. We buy a computer in order to get online. And of course, you should have someone protecting you and monitoring you from what's going on. We put tremendous of effort into being compliant. That's why we are PCI DSS compliant as well as GDPR compliant. And we actually started working with GDPR June 16. So we've been doing it for quite some time. So wherever you are in the world, we can work with you. Because we do know, in fact, that you are often based in several countries, both within the EU and outside of EU. EyeonID is your digital alarm for identity theft. Please come and see us at the booth, and we can test if you're one of those 3 persons who actually have your leaked credentials out there. Thank you very much.